Some people even completed it. They turned it in on the left-hand side and we're even done, okay? If that's you, I would love to try to finish this homework today, okay, in class. So we're going to kind of go over a few problems that were new. We're going to review some topics that we discussed, and then I'm going to kind of give you some time to kind of bounce questions off each other, help each other out, and then go from there, okay? We've got a character development today we'll do in the middle, and one more thing towards the end, okay? All right, let's do this. Let's get it going here. My pen here. Okay. Real quick, when we talked about this idea of conics 9.1, okay, we talked about parabolas, right? We have 4 different kinds of directions. Someone help me out. What does x squared tell me in terms of a parabola? Diego?
That goes left, like this, right?
Up and down.
Up and down. Up and down.
Up and down. Diego, I'll give it to you if you can help me by saying what goes left and right.
Why?
So this would go up and down, right? We'll talk about when that's the case. But y squared would go right and it would go left, right? Not both, but it would do one or the other. Someone help me by telling me, just again reviewing, when do I know whether it's up or down or left or right? Hannah? Good. And what's negative or positive?
Negative for x squared is down. Negative on y squared is to the right.
Good. Negatives to the left and positives to the right, Okay? Cool. All right. Let's go over the equations, just again kind of reviewing. What's the normal standard form for x squared?
Or 4py. X equals x squared equals 4py.
Good. Yeah, Victoria without the formula sheet. Nice. So we would say x squared
Plus or minus code.
equals, that's actually true, yeah, it could be plus or minus
Hey,
4p,
you want my tickets, Jack?
4puy, okay? I got him. Just to help him out a little bit, all right? So x squared equals 4py, okay? Or plus or minus. Y squared would just be equal to
X squared.
Plus or minus
4px. Very good. Yeah, that's good. So 4p and x. Now, when I use this form, can someone tell me, raise your hand and tell me, what is the vertex of these two? James?
0.
Yeah, it's 0, 0, right? And if I were to have an actual vertex that wasn't at 0, 0, what would be replaced, or what would I add to both formulas? So like if I didn't have a vertex at 0, 0, and it was like that 0, 0 here, right? But it was more like, I don't know, 2, 3 or something different, what would I change in this formula that would make it just a little bit different? Same thing. Close. So minus h. Yeah, so h is kind of has a part of it. What else has a part of it? Yeah, k does. Yeah, good. I heard Jack Mason. That's good. Okay. So we would say that these formulas are good. The only thing that I would say, and just backing up, is that if I have something different, it could be x minus h squared equals plus or minus 4p y minus k. All right? And all that would do is change where the vertex would be. Okay? Before I give you an opportunity to kind of go and try some of these, I want to just do 2 of them. That way we can kind of collaborate together, and then we'll go into the other stuff here in a second. This one's not on the homework, but the second one will be. When we look at this, we have 3 things we look for. We got our vertex, focus, and directrix. I told the class yesterday I would just start drawing and writing different things as I know and find them. So if I were to find the vertex, someone help me, what would be the vertex of this?
H and K.
Good, and so what would that be there, Hannah?
Oh wait, are we doing one here?
Yeah, so this one right here, what would be my H and K? Negative 3 over 2, comma what? It would actually be 2. Yeah, so just changing the signs, right? So like since it's in parentheses, we would just do the opposite sign that's there. Cool? All right, so we got it right here. We got negative 3/2, comma 2. What would we expect? Would this be opening up, down, left, or right? Yeah, could someone tell me why would it be up? X is squared, and what else is true? It's positive, right? So again, no t-chart needed at all. No t-chart needed. We would just say, okay, -1 and 1/2, so that's about right in here. And we'll go up 2. So we'll put something here, and we know that this is going to go, it's going to go up somehow, okay? So again, we got most of it started there.
Why is it -1 and 1/2?
Yeah,
3/2.
because right here, the 3/2, if I divided 2 into 3, it would be 1.5.
Oh, okay.
And then you know why it's negative?
Yeah.
Because it's just opposite sign, right?
Yeah.
Of both of them? All right, so what's the next thing I solve for here? Yeah, and solving for the focus, Mason, do you know what I have to solve for to get to the focus in the directrix? Good, so we set 4, or whatever's outside, equal to 4p. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll go, all right, 4 equals 4p. And we solve for it. And so what would be p? Yeah, p would be equal to 1. Good. Could someone tell me where the focus would be then?
3, -3 times 3.
Yeah, so it would go up 1, and I think both Jack and Jake both said the same thing, right? It would go up 1. So we would say that this would be -1 and 1/2, and it would just go up 1 because that focus has got to be inside that parabola, right? So we would say -3/2, comma 3. Good.
It's in the green, coach.
Wait,
Say again.
It's in the green.
It's on the green? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, ma'am.
is it 3 because you added the 1?
Correct. The distance between the vertex and the focus is the distance of p. So once I solve for p, I just got to remember that I got to go up. If it's to your left, it's got to go to that left side, right? Wherever the parabola opens up to, okay? I'm putting you on the spot, Hannah, so tell me if you don't know. Do you know where the directrix would be for you?
Down? Where the
You good, Audrey? You want to help?
Y equals 1.
Great job, because it's got to go down 1 here, and you would just say it's across, and you said, I think you said y equals 1, right? And why did you say y equals? Because it's a horizontal that crosses at y equals 1, right? Great job. And that's how we would write that out for all 3 parts.
It's like an asymptote.
Because if it's y squared, it's going to be a vertical, so the x equals. Does that make sense? Cool.
It's like an asymptote.
It's not an asymptote because an asymptote's where it approaches. The directrix and focus, remember, why do we have it? Pick any point on the parabola. If I drew this like I should, it will be equal distance between the focus and the directrix. If I drew it appropriately, right? So again, what it does is it allows me to create a perfect parabola that's there, that's equal distance between those parts, right? That's why this distance is p, and so is this. Same distance. Okay? Questions, thoughts? We're good? So you know the p is 1, right? So we would say that the focus goes up in the parabola, and the directrix would go the opposite way. So since I go a distance of 1 here, we also have to go a distance of the p, or distance of 1 down. And when I do, I cut across, which would then be y equals 1. Good question. Okay, let's do one more together. This is off the homework, so you can kind of have an incentive to do this one. I don't think this one's very tough. It's just different, okay? Victoria and I were talking about one similar to this earlier. They're not tough. It's just going backwards, okay? So as we look at this, someone help me. If we're finding the equation from the graph, just the opposite. Thoughts on what equation I would use, and I'll throw it out to there if you have not gotten tickets today. What equation would I use as it relates to this graph? I want to see it someone who has not gotten something today. Yeah. Y squared, yeah. And would the 4p would it be positive or would it be negative? Why? Yeah, you're right. Good, it's because it's going to the left. Very good. And why did you not include H and K. Vertex is at 0. Good. Did y'all get all that? Y squared opens up left. It's negative because it's opening up left. And then therefore, since H and K is at 0, right? The vertex, we would say that there's no H and K.
We
Yeah.
got this for the test.
You can have that for the test. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we would just say y squared equals negative 4px. Right? Bless you. Thank you. All right. Questions on, well, I guess I'll ask this question. What do I do now to find p? Because I have to have, the only thing I have to find now is p. What's the one thing I haven't used? Yeah. The negative 2,6. Good, Audrey. I haven't used that yet. Audrey, do you know what I plugged that in for? X and Y. Good, because we don't know what P is, right? Because we don't know what the focus is. We don't know what the directrix is. So we would plug negative 2 in for X and 6 in for Y. Good. So we would just say 6 squared equals negative 4P times negative 2. And we could go forward with that, right? So 6 squared being 36, yep, equals, what would this right side be? 8p, good. Divide by 8, divide by 8. You could reduce that. You could also just say, as a decimal, what would that be? 4, is that 4.5? You're like,
Yes.
I don't know.
It is.
4.5, okay. So we would say this is 4.5 is P. Now I can't just stick it in as negative 4.5. I have to plug this in for P. Yeah, so we would just say y squared equals negative 4 times 4. Sorry, that should be positive. 4.5x. And 4 times 4.5 is? Exactly right, yeah. 18. So we would say that it's negative 18x. So y squared equals negative 18x. And that'd be our equation. Got it? Is there a part of that was weird that you need me to go over again?
Can you just
Diego?
say again? So you get 4.5
Mhm.
from this, and then you plug it back in for P.
Yeah, because when we go back up, you said that perfectly. There's really 3 parts that we need to find in an equation. H and K,
Yeah.
which we don't have because the vertex is 0, 0. And then our P,
And then
right?
we use X and Y to get to the P, and then once we get the P, we just plug it back in.
Correct. Now, we'll tell you this, Diego. Sometimes they give you different things. So what if I, instead of this point, they didn't give you that. They gave you
The vertex.
that point, that focus point.
Then you'll plug it in for the vertex.
Well, the vertex is 0, 0. What's the P?
Oh, negative 4.
Well, the distance would be,
Negative 4.
well, it would be 4, but you're right. You're right. It would be negative because it's going to the left. You're right. So distance of 4, so you would just say 4 times negative 4 here, and then just include the x there. But do you see how it depends on what I give you
Yeah.
as to what I plug in?
Gotcha.
Good. Jack.
Because the formula is usually like plus or minus, is it negative because it's going to the left?
Correct. Yep, you could just see, since it's going to the left, make it negative and you're good, right? All right, here's what I'd like for y'all to do. If you go on this side, you've already done this one. If you want to, just go ahead and try this, okay? Now, here's what I would say. It relates to up here. So the vertex is the origin, so that stays the same, okay? And then also, since it's a vertical axis, what that means is it's going to either open up or down, okay? So if you think in terms of that, take this and see if you could solve for it. If you really feel good, if you're like, man, I think I really got this, go ahead and try part A on this one, okay? Does that make sense? All right, ready? Go. Let's do it. Victoria, you've already done this, right? Cool.
My homework that I already finished.
I'm going to give you something real quick. And it's cool. Because we're still do some problems. But I'll give this to you. This is going to be just for like quiz grades, trying to get more in. This is going to be a project that you have to do. So like think that next week, but the following week. Okay? But I'm giving it to y'all now. And then also, since you're done, it's going to help you. But picture, and I can go a little more. There's three
So
different
why do you
sections. You've done these two, I think. 9-1 is here. Tori's done 9-2. So you're gonna do yes, but I think you've done 9.2. You said, or just 9.1. Perfect. So she's already done 9-1. And then 9-2, we'll talk about next week. Correct. 9-3 will be next week's link. Okay. So what you're gonna do is in each of these, you're gonna take a picture of a real life, real world practice. Well, like in the real world, just like come around, like I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. You'll do that for an ellipse. You'll also do that for a hyperbola. You don't know those two. Okay? The second thing you're going to do is you're going to take one of these and just simply find where it's taken from what I've given to you. Okay? Just one of these, and you'll do one for ellipses and one for hyperbola. And then you'll graph that equation. Okay? So you'll just do those three things for all three. Pretty simple. But then this tic-tac-toe thing, just some extra problems here. You've got to make it a row twice. Right? So however you want to do that. However you want to do that, you got to do it twice. The ones you can do now, especially since you're done all the ones that say
You like having your leg back?
H's and E's, I will not. But I just wanted to give that to you so it's not.
Coach.
Sorry, y'all.
Coach A.
I'll do ladies first.
Wow, that's so fair. Wow.
Yes.
We're supposed to be equivalent now, Coach J.
Wait, Jake, how far are you gone from? Maybe we can help each other.
Let's see what you got.
See what you got.
So I think it's gonna be downward. Yes.
It's going down, right?
Try to next one on the back.
I think it's going to go down.
That one. Now, what's different about that? What do you know about H and K?
He said it's.
There is an H and K, but it's the same process.
So it's center at
So,
zero.
so what you're doing. So it's not all in at once, but we're not finding.
One stone there.
I would say plug in H and K, right? Because you've got that piece, and then you're gonna have to solve for one more thing, right? You have to solve for P. And how do you solve for it? Plug in the link that you need. Okay. So yes, Jake, do you have a question, Jack?
Yeah, we two coats and stones. We use H and K or this one?
No, that's perfect.
Is that doing it
Because
right?
this right here has the vertex.
So it says centered at zero.
Correct.
Alright.
And you just do the basic one.
But negative one is going down. You think it'd be nice to do negative right here?
Yeah, the reason why it's going down
Yeah.
is because when we solve this, if you look at -3, that's this point.
Yeah.
And here's the vertex. That means it's going to go downward. The reason why it goes down and not to the left is because when it says it has a vertical axis, it means it can be folded on top of itself off the vertical side.
Gotcha.
So then that's where we're going.
Okay.
Cool. Y'all gotta go. Hey, good luck today.
Thank you so much.
7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
I think the drama kids miss the most school out of like all school activities.
What's that?
I think the drama kids miss the most schools out of like all
They
after
do
school
miss a ton of school. You're right.
So Coach, I just plug that P back in, try it, and then that's the answer.
That would be it. Good. Did y'all get the answer?
I got 3/4 for P, but I'm plugging it back in right now.
Got. Or you're still rolling on that? Probably confused with how the wording, right? There are a lot of people.
There you go.
I would plug it back in for this with H and K plugged into.
And then leave X.
As the variables.
Wait, okay, so how did you use this again?
I didn't read the directions before something says at the origin. So, you know, it's at 0, 0. So there's no
Those two are tougher. The one that I was looking at is the one that's on the bottom right on that first page. This one here, right here. This one. So what I was saying is it was a little weird, the setup. But basically it's this. Here's the vertex, 0, 0, the origin. And then the point is at -3, -3. And the vertical axis just tells me it's going downward.
And it's negative because
And so you're trying to find the equation, right?
and it's negative.
So would it be x squared or y squared?
Like basically plus negative x squared.
Y squared would open up to the right and to the left. So it would be x squared, right? And would it be positive or negative for p? Negative, good, good. And the only thing I really need to solve for is p. It's always 4 just to find, it's the formula to find the vertex. I'm sorry, to go from the vertex to the focus and direction. So you have to find the p, and that's just a part of the formula that they gave us. So how do I find what p is? You could. One thing we know is that we have a point, right? So what do we plug -3, -3 in for? X and Y. Good. So I can just plug it into X and Y and then get it out
Or you add
as a result of it. And then once you get your P, you just plug it back in for that one once you solve for it. Yes.
So what's the point?
So in this, yes, so because the H and K are actually numbers when they're not 0, 0, you'll plug 3 things in. H, K. You'll actually plug it into the bottom one. Yeah, you did that perfectly. So you're going to plug it back into the top here. Except you X and Y.
Nice.
I mean, why? So,
Right? Why? Because you're going to create an
Alright,
equation
Jake.
with X and Y in there. As I
Isn't that supposed to? I don't know.
got it.
I thought this was gonna be a negative.
Alright, solve for p. Well,
H
it's
is
just negative 4.
so it's always the X, and 3 is always the K because it's the
Plug back in the
Y.
formula where the 4 was negative.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's great. And then when I do this, I can then do something with 4.5 and 4, right? Good. Yeah, plug it in for X and Y. Because really, the only thing I need up above this is to get what P is.
The 4, negative 4 times p.
Absolutely, you could. You could do that and solve for it. Could y'all solve for that?
Sure. And then we go to like once you plug in your calculator.
Is that -2?
We weren't. That's we're a little confused. Does it plus and minus? I think.
Yeah, once I do that, you got 1/2 is your P, or -1/2. Go ahead and just make that to the left. You're not going to negative because it is to that left side.
So since it's negative,
What? So we're actually all the rest of the class. No, I take the exam too. Oh, you take the exam, right? No, I'm sure.
So Mason, I want to make sure you said it right. That would be a -2, right? Because it is open up. That's something I always check. That's the only thing.
oh yeah,
No.
I'll be right there.
yeah.
Actually, I have 1 of 5. So.
I guess if it opens,
By this time, so I can
Just
just.
like Y minus
and it would be a -2.
Just get like a 2 on the exam, you'll be fine.
The P would be great.
People actually want to keep 1 of 5, so I'm gonna stop.
jump in on that one.
You have to get a 105 on the exam. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Audrey and Anna, they were trying to distribute. You don't have to go that far. Yeah, once you get to that point, you're good. That's kind of nice, right?
Gotcha.
Good. Right here. Just go ahead and substitute it for a part up there. Once you do that, you're good. Okay, so this is kind of the last one for the day that we'll really hit. With that one, I'll kind of give this to you. This is not the exact one, but yours is like y squared minus.
It's similar.
Or
The one
else.
I have. Well, I can do one that's basically the same with that. It's just that.
Y squared minus 4x minus 4.
That right.
So what our goal is to get whatever square, that variable, get it on one side, right? So this would be y squared equals, and then we move everything over,
So 4x plus 4x.
just plus 4, right?
Or yeah,
Plus 4. Then I factor out that right side, and if I can, factor out the left. But the left is by itself, so we're good. So what do I take out of this one?
A 4.
And what's left over?
X.
X plus 1.
Okay.
And then you could go ahead and do the exact same thing.
That we just did.
Find the vertex, right? Right now, it's going to be opposite, right? Because now you're solving for the vertex-focused directrix, right? So that's different. But you'll have the vertex, find the p-value, and then that will help you find the focus and directrix. Okay? I think y'all went to the conics. Did y'all? No, I think this is new stuff.
Just the whole factoring and then.
Now
graph.
that, yeah, we do that a lot in math regardless, yeah. But the conic stuff is a little different. Okay, hey, are y'all ready to go into our last type of problem? We've done kind of 2 different ones today. How do y'all feel? Hunter, I know I didn't quite come to you. Did you get that one we were talking about?
Yeah.
We're good there? Okay, cool. Anyone have questions on the back side? We can kind of practice those in a little bit. I know those are weird. The ones that are the toughest is if you go to the front side, the ones that are on the middle 2, okay? Those ones yes, those are the toughest ones. So we're going to do that together, okay? We're going to do that together. Now, before we do that, I think, what time do we get out of here? Is it 12:20? I think it is. I think that's it. Let's try to see if we can get all of it done, and that way we could go from there, okay? Before we do, though, just to break it up today, because we can, what is y'all's favorite TV show? I think I've done this before, but I'm curious, because selfishly, I need a TV show for the weekend, okay? So I need something. Give me your favorite TV show right now, or just of all time. Jack.
Currently, it's Game of Thrones.
Game of
Start
Thrones.
watching it. Like, don't watch it with like your wife or definitely your child, but it's a great show.
Yes. What? Well, is it just there's stuff in it?
There's some
It's a
brutal
lot. It's HBO, so
some
like.
brutal stuff.
Gotcha. Is it like gore, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Okay, all of the above. I might just take your word for it
I'm just
then.
saying-
That might be.
Like,
I might
it's
do.
good.
I'm 18 and I can legally watch that stuff. How about you guys? Okay. It says mature on the thing just now.
Thank you, Jack. Very good.
I also like White Collar. That was a pretty good show too.
White Collar?
Yeah. It's
Gotcha.
a little more appropriate.
Gotcha. Very good. Any other shows?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Also a mature show. Just saying.
What's
The Get Down.
the Get Down? Is it on
It's on
Netflix?
They canceled it a bit back, but
It's good.
yeah.
Is it like what type of show?
It's about a bunch of. It's like about
Are you in a
like
show?
neighborhood in like the Bronx
Yeah.
in the 70s, and just like kind of the plight of like
Hey, y'all,
black
chill,
kids in that
chill,
area
chill.
at the time. And it's very good, and it's kind of like about the death of disco and like origination of like hip hop as well.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
Very good.
The Get Down. Okay, I got you. Anyone else have a good one?
I'm watching a Hulu show.
Yeah.
It's like a horror TV show basically. It's called Castle Rock.
Is it good?
So far,
Okay.
yeah. It's more of like you just have to keep watching to find out what's so scary about it. But it's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Anybody else have a good show? Friday Night Lights, y'all. If you've not watched it,
The Act.
Friday Night Lights, so good. The Act.
It's about that girl. Her mom like made everyone think she was like super sick or whatever, and she was like all that crazy stuff.
That's a
And, like,
show?
she ended up killing her. Yeah, they made it to a show.
Oh, I know. I thought they were
Wow.
making it
Well,
into
they
a
made a
movie.
movie. No. They made a movie about it. And, like this is like a show. It's.
Good. The Act.
Wait, Coach, we should do worst TV shows.
I'm
We should. We should. Maybe at the end of today. We'll do that. Remind me. Remind me.
We got a question.
Awesome. Could I get there in a second? We're going to do this one problem and then we'll go, okay? By the way, just as I go to this next one, if you've never watched the show, it's an older show. It was like when I was in college. Called, what's that? Boy Meets World. That is classic. No? So good. Oh, it's so good. Fresh Prince.
Yes.
Any fans?
Classic.
Classic. Absolutely love it. And then The Office because it's The Office. Friends because it's awesome. New Girl because it's just awesome. So if you need some good ones, there you are. All right, so let's get started with this one. We're going to do it, and then I know Jack had a question. We can go through those. This is one you don't want to fall asleep on. If you were to fall asleep, this would not be the one to do that on, okay? Just wait like 5 minutes, all right? Okay, so as we solve for this, here's the hint or the clue is whatever's being squared, you're going to keep on the left side, okay? So whatever's squared, that variable, keep on that left-hand side. So this would be what?
X squared.
X squared. Good. Diego, because of that, what do I know about the picture? It's going to open where?
Up.
Or?
Down.
Or down, right? It could go up or down, but we know it's got to do one of those two. Therefore, 6y minus 2 has got to be moved to the other side, right? So when we do that, we just subtract, right? We add 2. And so we'll have negative 6y plus 2 on the right side, okay?
Why'd we make it 2 too?
Because everything that we have squared, we want to keep on that left side, right? And then everything else goes on the right. The reason why is we want to do a perfect square.
What,
Okay.
4x?
The 4x, we stay there because it's associated with x squared, okay? We want to try to create a perfect square on this left side to be able to fit our form that we were trying to create earlier, okay? Now, this is the toughest part, I think. Once I do that, I have to figure out what number do I put in at the end of 4x to make the perfect square, okay? You might want to make a note of this. To do this, I put 4, I half and square it. I half it, and then I square it, okay?
So it's 4.
What it does is it actually creates a perfect square every time if you do it right. So if I half 4 and I square that number, half it I get 2, square it, I get 4, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a plus 4 there. But what I do to one side, I must do, to that other. Okay, so we're going to add 4 on that side as well. Okay? Now, what two numbers when multiplied get me 4, but when added get me 4? 2 and 2, right? So what would be the left side? What would I have on the left side now?
X plus 2x.
X plus 2, or x plus 2
Squared.
squared. Yeah, we would just say x plus 2 squared because it's a perfect square, right? See where it's going? What can I pull out? Well, this would be 6, right? So when I pull down negative 6y plus 6, what can I pull out on that right side? 6, good. And I would say because this y has a negative in it, take it out, make it negative 6. So we're going to make this negative 6 times y minus 1. Good, Hannah. So this is going to be x plus 2 squared equals negative 6 times y minus 1. Okay? All right? Takes it just a step above. Now, as I go after is, what would be my vertex, Olivia? Good, yeah, so we go negative 2, 1. Good. What would I do to get the p-value, Christine? What do you think? Yeah, that's it. Good. So negative 6 equals 4p. Good.
Because why negative 6?
It's just the number on the outside.
Oh.
So it could be 8 or 10. It's whatever it is out there. But negative 6, we just said equal to that, right? And what do we do to get p by itself? Divide. Good. By 4. So p is equal to negative 1.5 or negative 1 1/2. Good. Good. Nice. So let's just draw it up here. We've got this point. Diego, you helped me out earlier. If you could, keep going. Where is this going to go now? Up or down?
Down.
Down. Good. So this is our vertex, so we're going to go down. And our p-value is going to go where, Audrey? That was a bad question. I should say that again. P-value is 1.5, right? To get to our focus, maybe where will it go? So here's our vertex. It's going down. Great. Good. So it's going to go down 1.5. You know what that point would be? -2 and -0.5. Yeah, that's actually it. Good job. So we would say in this one, I think I'm gonna give you one. Let me give you another one. But it would be -2, comma -0.5. Okay. Good. You got like 2.25 right there. Tickets, by the way. Good. So we would say the focus is here. So focus -2, comma -0.5. All right. Let's get the directrix, and then we're done here. Our directrix would be where? Bless you.
-2 and 2.5.
Yeah, it'd be like 2.5, but it's not a point, right?
Oh yeah, it's just 2.5.
Good. So would it be x or y equals? Y equals good 2.5.
Wait, would you just go up 1.5 to get the direct that?
Exactly. So whatever our p is, right? P is 1.5. That's we just go straight up 1.5, and then it'll cut across. Good.
Our vertex is the -2 and 1, right?
Correct. Good.
So
Was that on the homework? No. Okay.
Similar, yeah.
Similar.
You use your P to get your focus and your direct.
Correct. Because it's equal distance, right? Here and here. Cool. Good. Hey, y'all want to try the other two? I know Jack had a question, so I'm gonna help him out. But try to go over those other two that are right in the middle. See if you can try to practice it, and we'll probably do one more just to make sure we've got that once we feel like everyone's kind of getting where they're done. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's make sure phones are away. I've kind of been lax on that, but let's make sure phones are away. Unless you're listening to some music or you've asked me. Okay. Cool. I think that's our bell too.
I mean, plug in. I plug them all into Superride first.
Yeah, we did this great. So this is good. Now we're gonna plug 1/2 back in
Did I plug back in with H and K?
with H and
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
Can you check
Thanks,
ours
Coach.
P,
and
H,
get
and
that
K.
today?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll be the final answer now.
You do the one in the say again.
That'll be the final answer.
That'd be the final answer.
Just the two on the back.
This is a joke, Jay.
That's all I was saying. It didn't work out.
This one you plugged in for H and K it would be 3, -3, not 0.
I thought.
So you just flip flop it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
You